There's a lot of backlash from him due to him paying out his own pocket for his players, and they're saying I guess the benefits were, what's the word they used? Unpermitted. Yeah. Unpermitted was the word they used. So, how do y'all feel about that, man? How do y'all feel about just hearing stuff? It's kind of odd to hear stuff like that. So, how do y'all kind of feel about that?
I think it sucks, especially knowing what that's an inner city school. You already probably lack a lot of resources. It's hard to keep inner city kids motivated to play sports these days. Honestly, it's just a lot easier for them to be doing something else. So, as a coach, you spending your own time and money, not really caring about the wins and losses, that probably is going to come with it. But you just doing it for the kids and, the state of Florida trying to make it seem like you paying basically for a championship when it's like the kids still got to go out there and win, So at the end of the day, I'm just, trying to help them out, help them through tough times, get them to and from school, tutoring, recovery, whatever I can to help, So that I think that's boo-boo.
Oh, yeah, be careful. But yes, and what's kind of weird is something like the actual complaints, like $700 spent in Uber. Like, you mad at him for finding the transportation, and then I'm just finding out, in Florida you don't have to be employed at the school to be a coach. So he technically was a volunteer. So it's like, so now we saying schools can't take donations, or like that's why I guess it must be something in their regulation and their rules. But how you feel about that, D3?
I think I agree with LD. Like I said, we look at the dynamics of black families or just inner city kids in general. The support systems may or may not be there, and when you try to provide the transportation, the things like that with kids, it matters. Like the parents, what's going on? The parents might not have a car. Mm-hmm. The parent may be a single mom who's at work who can't get the kid there. He actually maybe even saving lives, to be honest with you, because he's providing a safe space for these kids. Not only that, but they're being active in sports.
Yeah, I mean, it says like he spent $14,000 on the training camp for his team. So I mean, I don't know how that would look, but I've been to a couple of basketball camps and they were good camps, and I don't know if $14,000 was invested in that. So that's why I'm like, yeah, like you said, saving lives. I don't know, I don't get that.
And I wonder I don't know how Florida is. I don't know their rules and regulations. I had coaches drop me off. I had coaches do a lot of things for me. It may have been illegal, may not have been illegal. I don't know, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's big. It's a bigger picture. Like I said, I don't know their rules in Florida. The AD may play a part in this. The school may play a part in this, but I don't get why they would make a big deal out of something that's.
It might just be a Florida thing, because I'm reading something now, and it said last year as a private school, the First Academy in Orlando, they got a 2-year postseason ban, and they were fined $36,000 and had to give up 8 wins because 4 players received free lunch and a free Uber ride. So I don't know what that just. I don't. Yeah, it must be some Florida stuff. How you feel about that, Jamar?
I just feel like success bring haters. I feel like it wouldn't have been no problem if they didn't win nothing. Just basically piggyback off what D3 and LD said. I mean, that always happens, especially in the inner city. There's a lot of single moms, limited resources, stuff like that. So it wouldn't have been no problem if he didn't win nothing. I think they just trying to sabotage the man now because they winning.
In this first year.
No, that's crazy.
Or second year.
And that's yeah, because he just came back. But isn't he trying to go back to the NFL right now? Or
he went back somewhere.
He went back somewhere for a little bit, like last year, didn't he? All right, but now, J.O., can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we hear you clear. Y'all hear J.O.? Yeah. All right, yeah, no, you want to join? We just got to the episode. We just talking about the Teddy Bridgewater situation, him being suspended for basically paying out of his own pocket for his own team, man. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, a lot of people, even on the pod, we do a lot for the kids, and we coach, we train, we do whatever we need to do. That's crazy that people are, and I can see why they did it. I'm gonna play devil's advocate and go on the other side. I see why they did it because it gives an unfair advantage to kids at that school. I think that's what they said, but it's just crazy that when you try to help your community and give back to the kids and be a person that can be reached as an NFL player, they just hate on you. Like, I think he got in trouble because of his status. No regular nigga in the hood is getting in trouble for giving back to the community. It's because he's rich and because he got money more than a regular person that they hate on him. So I think that's crazy.
Yeah. Kind of like it was kind of what we go down to. It must be like their little weird policy. You know, Florida is just it's a red state anyway. So I mean, anything's possible not to be in your favor if you a certain complexion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. But
given it's not like he paying kids to come there. He giving Uber rides and making sure people are hungry. You want these little niggas on the street robbing niggas and being YNs? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, saving lives, literally. That's why it's like, I don't know the outrage, but before I called you, I did look up something. They did do this to a team last year in Orlando, like some school, a private school, where I guess 4 players received free lunch and free Uber rides, and they fined them like $36,000, and they like took like 8 of their wins from them. So I mean, it could just be just that. That's just how Florida. That's how them players roll. They just on a different type of time.
Fuck all that. If Florida want to enforce a policy, stop letting these little niggas play till they 20 in high school. That's why these niggas going D1. Niggas is 19 and 20-year-olds as sophomores. I don't want my little kid 16 getting crushed by a nigga that should have 2 kids and a fucking mortgage. God damn. That's the policy they should look at.
No,
why is the number one player in South Florida 20 years old and he a junior about to be a senior? What's going on, bro?
Yeah, they like real pirates over there, boy. over there. You know why? Like, the dude probably went to school, like, started school like mad late. You know how that goes down there in the South. That's just a whole nother conversation. But you are right about that, because man, some of them dudes are not the same age as people they be playing against, man.
Folks, the senior is trying to get his sophomore girlfriend in the club. He's 21. They talking about no, she ain't got ID. That's crazy work.
That's crazy work, man. But I guess we all kind of agree on that subject. I mean, it's just crazy, like, because I feel like if that was, we could put in comparisons. I mean, I know he's not coaching, but just look at, you know, the double standard. Like Brett Favre, boy. Now imagine if he would have did that. Like some actual fraud type stuff. It wasn't no fraud of what he was doing. He was helping somebody out. It was like, oh, you broke our rules. Brett Favre was actually out here doing some fraud. I watched the documentary. I watched the little Untold joint. Yo, I was like, yo, he was really out here doing business meetings, embezzlements, all types of stuff, and all he got was nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Teddy just trying to show little kids the way how to get out of poverty.
Yeah, that's next level, man. Switching notes on that, man. I know we all kind of been looking into the Angel Reese RG3 controversy, man. I know it's been a lot, man. It's been a little bit of like how caught up is everybody on that? Is everybody kind of caught up on everything that's kind of been happening with them?